Hey guys, and happy Friday. This is Erik of the Orange Stack. Thanks for joining us. Today we are talking about lead generation. Whether you use Zillow, Realtor.com, or some other business out there to help you generate cold leads, this is the show for you. So let me switcheroo and let's get into the show. Hey guys, and welcome. Today is Facebook Friday. We show you guys how to grow your business, how to do more with technology, and just how to do some awesome things with what's available in today's marketplace.
Want to have to go work for a company. I want to do my own thing and have my own potential and have my own flexibility of doing that thing.
That if you don't live by your calendar, you don't have a life. So focus on that calendar and live by it. Hey guys. Hopefully you're enjoying this amazing video. Real quick, I want to just let you know, if you haven't done so already, we would love for you to subscribe to this channel. This channel is all about bringing you guys, the real estate agents, closer to your goal. If you're trying to run a better business, close more transactions, attract your dream clients this year, this is the channel that you want to subscribe to. So hit the button over here, maybe it's over there, somewhere over here, hit the button below, subscribe, come back often, learn how to build your business, how to market yourself like no other real estate agent in your community is doing, stand out, attract the dream clients that you're looking to work for, and build that amazing real estate business that you've been wanting to. Guys, thanks for watching. Let's get back to the episode. All right guys, welcome back. Thanks again for being here every single Friday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific as we go live and show you guys how to grow your real estate business. I love the topic of lead generation. It's what we focus on so much around here. I know that as a real estate agent, you need leads to survive, right? So many of you come from another industry. You might not know all the connections in real estate and how to generate leads. And that's what we try to teach you guys, is how to keep your business afloat and sustainable and to profit mostly. You know, there's a good goal of making money. So guys, as we wrap up 2020, this is one of the last couple shows that we'll do in this decade, which is exciting as we roll into 2020. I want to leave you with the thought of what 2020 will look like for a lot of you guys in real estate. And I think the shift is coming, okay? So not the shift in, you know, a downward market or maybe a reduced prices or longer days on market. That might be happening in your area. But what I want to talk to you guys today about is the shift in how you generate leads for your business. You know, over the last 10 years, Zillow has just massively grown, right? The value of their company, the amount of leads that they generate for real estate agents out there, the cost of buying leads from Zillow has gone up. And I'm not saying that Zillow isn't right. I'm just saying that there's other alternatives out there besides buying a cold lead from somebody who's never heard of your name. When we had a real estate team, we budgeted anywhere between like $3,000 and $5,000 per month for Zillow. The reason that it fluctuated is because the amount of listings that we had to buy our own leads back. You know, so if we had a home on the market, we wanted to obviously get the leads for that call. We had to pay Zillow for that. It's just crazy that you have to do that, but that's how Zillow's rules go, and we want to play. So there's Zillow, there's Realtor.com, right? There's just dozens of places that you can buy leads from, even smaller companies that generate Facebook leads for you. If somebody else is generating these leads through a business and they're selling them to you per lead, per month, whatever it turns out to be, the problem with that is that the consumer on the other end of this lead, right? The one who gave their name or number or email has no idea who you are for the most part, right? At least Zillow, they have no idea who you are. They just said, yes, I want to be contacted about this home that I'm interested in. And then you and several other people probably get that name and that number, and you're going to call and follow up, and the first one to contact them usually wins, right? So no matter where you buy your leads, they're cold, they don't know who you are, you have to warm them up, you have to follow up with them a ton, which works. And I'm not saying, again, not to do that. I'm just saying that there's going to be better ways to generate leads as we go into 2020. And so many of you have already implemented this practice, so you're not new to this scenario, but a lot of you are, and you're not familiar with how to do this. So that's what we want to get into. The idea here is content marketing. What that means is that you as a business owner, as a real estate agent, have a brand that you represent, right? It could be an individual solo agent, it could be a team of agents, it could be a brokerage that you represent. However you want to put yourself out there, you need to establish a brand in your farm, in your geographic area. It could be, you know, a perimeter around a certain area, it could be a whole city, it could be a social demographic. You know, maybe you choose to work with first-time home buyers, maybe you choose to work with millennials, maybe you choose to work with retirees who are traveling and just want a turnkey home that they can lock up and go on vacation and visit their grandkids. Whoever your demographic is, there's going to be a brand that you're building your business around. And as you think about that audience and understand the pains that they're going through, the needs that they have, the struggles that they're going through, that's the type of content that you should create, right? So if you think about the first-time home buyer, they're struggling with, how do I get a mortgage? Can I even qualify for this loan? I have so many questions about the lending process, about how to write an offer, inspections. They're nervous about owning their first home, right? They've probably been renting their whole life. So you have so much content to create around that process for them. The individual individuals who are, maybe in their 40s to 60s, who are either move up buyers or maybe, more expensive of a home because they've increased their income. Maybe they've had more kids and now they can afford a bigger home or moving to a different part of town. They have their own needs and questions, right? They have, I've got a property that I need to sell. I can't afford 2 homes at the same time. So how do I sell this one and how do I buy this home? How do I make sure that I'm getting the best loan? How do I make sure that I get all my equity out of that property? How do I sell my home quickly and as painless as possible, right? There's content around that group. As you talk about the retirees, let's just summarize it as that, maybe 65 and up. And I know maybe it's a little bit older for some of your demographic, but let's just say people who've had that 4-bedroom home or that bigger house and all their kids have moved out and now they have grandkids and they want, maybe a simpler condo or townhouse or 2-bedroom home that they can just lock the door and travel. They want to sell their home, their big home, and make sure that they can either pay cash for their new property. There's just a lot of questions that they're going to have as well. So think about your audience, try to understand what their struggle is, the pain that they're going through right now, and how you as a real estate agent can deliver this content. So what happens is you're going to find out where they're hanging out online, right? Are they on Facebook? Are they on YouTube? Are they maybe reading a local newspaper that comes out? Maybe it's a magazine. We're not just a digital marketing agency, guys. We got to understand that your audience might be in different places. Maybe an airplane flying through the sky with a website behind it saying, for more information, visit this website. Whatever it is, you got to figure out where your audience consumes their content. Really get to know them. Put yourself in their position and say, where am I going to read? What am I going to watch? What am I going to consume? What podcasts am I going to listen to? Are there certain radio stations that they consume? Where are they? Where are their eyes and ears? And how can I get a content piece in front of them? And now that you know that, and you know their problems that they're going through, put content there, right? Talk about the problems that they have. Talk about the solutions that your business provides. If you help people, qualify for additional mortgage, if you help people make that transition easier, if you help them stage their house, if you help them repair their dated house. One of the things that we did in our real estate team was we help people repair or update their old house because most of our clients had lived in their home for 20, 30 years. Their kitchens were outdated. They had yellow tile and almond appliances and they were just a mess. And so we would come in and help them remodel their kitchen and help them earn as much equity as they possibly could when they went to sell that property. So if that's what you do in your business, put this content out there. Just show how you're different. That's the point. You're creating content that answers your clients' questions. So as you distribute this content on social media and on your blogs and on other people's podcasts, maybe you create your own podcast this year, right? Maybe 2020 is the year where you say, look, I'm going to get into video. I'm going to get into podcasts. I'm going to get into blogging more consistently. Whatever channel or platform you feel like you need to be, do the research, make sure you're getting in front of the right people and delivering the content that they need to. What happens is after you start creating this content, and I'm not talking about like one great article or one amazing video, it needs to be consistent. Every week you should be putting out a new piece of content. This is why we do Facebook Friday around here, right? This is why we do our Ask Erik Hammond show on Mondays. It's because you guys need to consume content. You're learning how to grow your business. You want to learn how to generate business. We're trying to stay in front of you as often as we can. We typically average anywhere from 4,000 to 5,000 views a week around here for our audience. And that's great. That's exactly what we're looking for. For you guys, if you spent something like $5 a day on Facebook or on a YouTube ad, you'd be able to distribute your content to your whole entire farm. So it's not a lot of money. It just takes a little bit of effort of figuring out what your content or what your content needs to be about and what your audience is looking for. So figure out where they are, get the content out there, stay consistent at it and map it out, right? And have a schedule. Okay, in January, we're going to talk about this. In February, we're going to talk about this. Map it out by category, by subjects. We're going to talk about home inspections or mortgages or how the whole process works. I know I'm talking super fast. There's so much to think about here when it comes to content creation. If you're interested, we have tons of courses on how to create content and what to say to your social media audience, how to put videos out there on YouTube. Just go to our tosuniversity.com website and there's dozens of courses out there where you can download and check out the content that you might be interested in. I'll put the link to below when we make this video in the description so you guys can find that website. But just know that the days of buying cold leads from Zillow and Realtor.com and all those, and I hate to keep throwing them under the bus, but those are the ones that most people know about. The days of buying cold leads are probably over. You're going to spend so much money to acquire one of these leads that it's going to become unprofitable to sell a house to them. The average cost of a Zillow lead, I talked to a Zillow rep a little while ago and he said the average cost, at least in San Diego County, and I know it's going to be different for you, but it's $168 per lead. Now I don't know what your close rate is, but if you have to buy 100 leads before you close one house, it's hard to turn that into a profit, right? So either you got to get really good at converting the 100 leads that you buy, or you got to do something else because the cost of these leads is $168 now, but it's going up. Next year it might be $200. The year after that it might be $400, right? It becomes unprofitable to keep buying leads this way. So why not generate your own leads, right? Why not attract the dream clients that want to work with you instead of having another company put their message out, attract the leads that they're looking for, trying to buy names and numbers. numbers, and then sell them back to you, right? It's a profit for them. I think Zillow's somewhere in the $1.5 billion range right now. But if you think about the cost of generating your own leads, it's pennies compared to that. You know, most of our clients are getting leads through content marketing, definitely under $5 per lead. And that allows you to win, right? It allows you to spend more money to acquire more clients. You can ramp up, you can stay as busy as you want to be. If you get too busy and you get too many leads, sell the leads to other agents, right? Become your own Zillow. Sell these leads to somebody else or get the referral fee if it comes down to that. But point is you need to attract the clients that want to work with you. As you put content out there and as you answer the questions that your audience has, people will be drawn to you. They'll want to work with you. They'll say, look, you understand me. You know what I'm going through. You're providing solutions to the problems that I have. I want to work with you. So instead of having to cold call Zillow leads 7, 10, 15 times until you finally get somebody on the phone, they're going to end up calling you. They're going to want to book on your calendar. That's the difference of generating leads through content versus buying cold leads. So if this is resonating with you, I'd love to hear some of the comments that you have below and just tell me what you guys are planning on doing for 2020, what your content strategy looks like. What are you going to be talking about? Who are you going to be interviewing, right? We talk about contractors to interview. We talk about your professional real estate, members of your team, whether it's your title company or your mortgage officer. Maybe you even interview your home inspector, right? And talk about the home inspection process and what's that like. We recently bought a home. Well, it's been about a year since we bought it. And there's a lot of moving parts on the transaction of the real estate event. And if you look at all the people that are involved, and every state has a different group of people, right? In California, it's going to be different than Texas, which is different than New York. You're all going to have different people that you work with. Consider all the members of that team and everybody that's involved with helping the homeowner buy or sell a house, and who you can talk to, what questions you can ask them, how you can create great video content that's going to answer your clients' questions. That's what your content strategy needs to be for 2020. So again, you don't have to stop buying Zillow leads, but just consider maybe some alternative ways that will save you some money and allow you to have a better conversion ratio. So that's my hope for you guys. As we wind down the year, again, you guys have a happy holidays. I know Christmas is coming up, next week, and New Year's is following shortly thereafter. So have a fantastic next couple weeks. Hope you guys are enjoying your time with your family and making 2020 gonna be a great year. So keep going at it, keep struggling, keep getting through the struggles. And guys, we will see you next week on Facebook Friday. Until then, have a happy Friday. Bye guys.